It's mauled. Can't be loose ball.
Good to see Payne, tough guy, the senior, jump back up.
How is this loose ball, Jimmy C? Got to be a penalty.
They missed that one. Roy Colsey wanted an explanation. It's not the one he wanted. So that's a break there for Fairfield Prep.
Huge break.
Ball's back in. Under 5 minutes to go now. They trail by 4. To the inside, doesn't get there. Look at Seeley once again, out of his cage. Now the ball is on the carpet. Who comes up with it? The Jesuits of Fairfield Prep. Great job on the ground ball. Tommy Brewster. Now Brewster. He'll get it to Brophy. Here comes Brophy. First 4 goals of the game for the Jesuits, courtesy of number 42. And he'll drag him out wide now. And they will slow it down and use some clock as we roll up on 4 minutes to go in this Class L championship. And now Austin Sims. Here's Sims now to his right hand. Sims now back to his up, loads up, winds, fires, never got there. Towards the out of bounds it goes, but running it down is David White. Fairfield Prep will keep possession. It was off Ridgefield.
Take a look at Austin Sims, goal and 2 assists. Had a couple of other awesome passes that didn't convert.
Good work by the defense once again. This time it's Brendan Bossity, the captain, the Williams-bound captain. Bossity still going to work. Now it's his teammate trying to scoop it and go, and Sammy Gravitt. Gravitt is a Princeton-bound junior long stick midi. But in the end, it'll go back to the Jesuits. Sometimes you don't get the payoff in the end for your hard work. Now on his horse is Timmy Edmonds. Ridgefield needs possessions. They trail by 4. Down the alley now, inside and a goal! Timmy Edmonds, the junior, makes it a 5-goal game once again. And the Jesuits can smell it now.
Big time midfield dodge right here by Edmonds. Starts in his left, gets back to the middle of the field with his right hand to increase his angle. Sweet shot.
You see the bench reaction as Edmonds put it all on display. Beautifully crafted dodge, and what placement on the shot. Far side, top shelf. Here's Bonaparte now, right off the faceoff. Bones! Oh, Willie! That's a sophomore you want to keep your eye on. William Bones Bonaparte right off the faceoff. And don't go anywhere just yet. He keeps it a 4-goal deficit, doing it all on his own.
One word for this kid, stud. Bonaparte just has it. I didn't even know what type of a football player he was. You mentioned Jimmy, a running back. Just his body awareness, his toughness, and his skill set. This kid is a Division I lacrosse player without question.
In their victory over Darien in the FCX semis, he ruled the face-off X. Big shot that time, point blank, and another huge save by Seeley. Oh, that could have made it a 3-goal game with 3 to go. And Seeley delivers again. Well, Bones Bonaparte, you can see why William Bonaparte, why Navy and Army all love him. He's that kind of kid. Here come the Jesuits on the move once again. They'll throw this one away, and it'll go to Ridgefield.
Bones, his nickname by teammates, or Jimmy C?
That's a Colsey name. Can't take credit for that one, but it all falls to him at the X. Now Ridgefield, sense of urgency. Galagli now using the wheels, gets a little separation. Galagli to his left hand, puts it in the back of the cage. Neil Galagli, the senior. And we have a 3-goal game in the state final. The Tigers are clawing back.
Hold on, Fairfield Prep. We're not hoisting the trophy just yet. Galagli goes right through the heart of this defense, soaks up 3 checks. And it's getting back to his left hand at that last second that gets him this goal.
So it's Troy versus William in the face-off X. Bones trying to work his way free. Bonaparte, he won it but couldn't pick it up. There'll be a whistle now and a push on Fairfield Prep. It'll go to Ridgefield. So Bonaparte, the super sophomore, delivers again.
You get 8-6 here in the next 20, 30 seconds. Watch out.
3 in the 4th, and nearly had number 4 right there.
Wilkie, get that stick up high. Way more control over it. Stick that one. You made the separation. You did the hard stuff.
Here comes Riley now. Riley, a little roll to the inside. Save, though, matching sticks. Was Super Sealy. He did it again. Sean Riley trying to tuck that one in the top shelf. But Sealy saw it all the way and went stick on stick. Now the other way come the Jesuits. A rip off the stick of Brophy. Not maybe the shot you wanted there.
If you're Fairfield Prep, you're up 8-5. Why shoot the ball right now? No shots.
And you can bet that will be the message of Chris Smolkais. But Mike Sealy, the job of a goalie when you let one go through is about the next one. It kills the momentum. And Sealy, in the few moments that he's let one get by him today, the next one, he's been right on.
Senior, Gettysburg bound. Riley makes a move, tries to sneak that one in. Not on Sealy's dime. Not today. Been incredible. That's been one of the easier saves for him, but been all over everything Ridgefield's thrown at him.
So you look at Chris Smolkais, 25 years at the helm for Fairfield Prep. An amazing 7th straight year taking this Jesuit team into the state finals. The good times of the four-peat would come to an end 2 years ago with a 1-goal defeat against Cheshire. And then last year, leading this very same Ridgefield Tigers club 5-1, they would see the game go to 6-5, Fairfield Prep at the half. But again, Fairfield Prep would lead 8-5 and 9-6 in that game, only to see the Tigers of Ridgefield complete the comeback and dominate the final 8 minutes of the game. Roy Colsey's team, with only 93 seconds left, trails by 3. It is a steep hill to climb now for the Hall of Famers bunch.
We'll have to come out here, pull the goalie, double the ball. Desperation mode.
Take this away, boy. Here we go, Red.
So they don't come out and double the ball. Look for it to happen now.
And down now is Brophy. So Brophy now took one on the hand. Good show of sportsmanship. Look at Sammy Gravitt, the junior. That's a Princeton guy right there for you. What was the line in the movie with Tom Cruise? Risky Business with Joel? Princeton guy? That's a Princeton guy right there in Gravitt.
Looks like he's holding his hand.
Hey, one of you guys just stay back, though, okay? The weak side stays back. Yeah. All right. The other side, the ball comes up, the opposite side stays. Okay?
See the trainer working on his arm. It could be his wrist area.
Well, Brophy, he'll go off. And if he can't finish the final 80 seconds or so, and you can see it, took one on that left wrist. Sometimes it just catches you in between the pads. Brophy on a day where he would score the first 4 goals. You want to talk about setting a tone. His energy, his motor out of the gate was something to behold. So now Ridgefield down by 3. You got to get the first one, though. Here's Gravett now. Gravett taking a look in the pole. Got one to go. Big high bouncer by the Princeton-bound junior, Sammy Gravett. And the Tigers are down a deuce with some time on the board.
Sammy Gravett would not be denied. And let me tell you something, when a defender comes down, this is the hardest shot for a goaltender to track because of the release point. The stick goes back so far, it's a different shot than an offensive midfielder or an attackman. And that's a perfectly placed shot. High bouncer right in the corner.
Now the face-off. Possession is the name of the game here. Wilkie comes in. Bonaparte did his job once again, picking it up as Payne. Here's Wilkie now. Under 1 minute to go. Here's Wilkie, the soon-to-be All-American, gets to his left hand. Slings it across the field, spinning now, losing the ball, it's on the carpet, and the Jesuits will turn him over. Here comes Connor Barr. Barr now will see the ball go to the turf, battling for it. Gravett works it ahead beautifully. Being knocked around. Sometimes the break's got to go your way, and Fairfield Prep got a break right there. Now going to the cage, odd man rush, and Brown knows he's in no hurry in the final 28. With a 2-goal lead, he'll be on his horse now. So Fairfield Prep. It was April. They lost to Del Barton by 12 goals. In May, they lost to St. Anthony's by a pair. But in June, they're going to take it all in the Nutmeg State. The Jesuits are state champions once again. That's the goal, Clark, to end the season in a pile.
And it was about their seniors' dominant performances from goaltender Mike Seeley. The first half was owned by Matt Brophy with his 4 goals. You save your best for last.
So Ridgefield pushed their season to the end, but they will not defend their championship on this day. Coach Colsey saw a stellar performance by a program he is oh so familiar with, the Jesuits of Fairfield. On a day their senior goalie Mike Seeley and their senior attackman leader Matty Brophy will never forget. They saved the best for last in the state final. 2 guys whose performances will live on forever. Brophy with 4 goals right out of the gate. And there they are, Brophy and Seeley in the winner's circle. Clark 3 times at Yorktown. You took pictures like this. You also took a photo like this at Syracuse. I'm sure from time to time, you look at those photos.
Unbelievable. Best experience of a lifetime for a lacrosse player. It's not about the individual accomplishments or the All-Americans or the goals you scored and records you broke. When the dust settles, it's those moments that shine the most.
They'll go through life knowing that in 2012, in Class L, in the state of Connecticut, they were the team to beat, and they win it once again. Coach Chris Smallkice and the Jesuits of Fairfield Prep. Mikey seals the deal in the end. Sealy and the Jesuits win it. The postgame is straight ahead. I know we'll see Brophy with the trophy. I gotta stop. The postgame is next.
MSG Varsity Game Time. Only on Optimum, never on Fios, never on satellite.
MSG Varsity, official partner of FCAC.
The best football players from New York City and the top players from Long Island hit the field live for a one-time only all-star event as MSG Varsity presents the United Healthcare Empire Challenge. Join host Boomer Esiason and Mike Quick for all the analysis and all the action live in high definition. The United Healthcare Empire Challenge premieres Tuesday, June 19th at 7 p.m. only on MSG Varsity, another Optimum exclusive.
Well, it was a year ago, Mike Sealy was forced to leave the state championship with an injury. On this day, he was the difference. Fairfield Prep, state champions in the Nutmeg State. Sealy and Matty Brophy are with Chad.
An unbelievable duo and an unbelievable performance by this man, Mike Sealy. Where did that come from?
I've been waiting for this game for a year after last season when we lost to them. You know, I got hurt. There's some kid on that team. The goalie's hurt, let's get him now. And then they interviewed some kid after the game and they asked him what they thought of the game. He said he knew they were going to win the entire time. I've never been able to forget that. We should have won that game. But, you know, congrats to them for winning it. But I knew we were going to come out and win.
To have a season where you work so hard and you go through some ups and downs in your senior season, to go out on top, what is that like?
There's nothing like it. It's the greatest feeling. I couldn't have pictured a better day to win, better group of guys to play with. It's just perfect.
It's one thing to shut down a team. That's fine. As a goaltender, you expect that. It's another thing to do it to the top scoring offense in Connecticut. That's what Ridgefield was, and you put your foot down on this one. How did you get that done?
I had great defense all around me. Our three close defensemen, Charlie, Hatton, Strecker, some of the best defensemen in the state. I think they had at least 5 or 6 breaks, fast breaks, and they took the ball away from them before they even got a shot off, which was hats off to them. That was a great job.
Hats off to you, my friend. Well done. We'll switch sides here. Matt Brophy, can't have that guy be successful without scoring some goals, and you did that in the first half. 4 quick ones. What was working well?
I think I was just moving well off ball. You know, it really wasn't me. If you look at most of my goals, I think only that first one was unassisted, but at the end of the day, I mean, our offense, Kevin Brown, Tim Edmonds, David White, Austin Sims, these kids have been doing it all year. And it's really not just our offense, our defense, second to none. Sealy, I think that game just spoke for itself. He was absolutely flawless. I haven't seen a performance like that in my entire life from any position. But it's really the little guys, Thomas Brewster, Troy Foyt on the ground balls. And really today, what helped us big in transition was Connor Barr. I've never seen a better turnover man in a long time. Kid works hard every single day in and day out. He'll shut down anyone in the state.
Well, you were part of a team last year that came up a little bit short. The year before came up a little bit short, but this year a different story. Your senior season to be crowned state champs. How sweet is it?
Well, it hasn't settled in yet, to be honest. It's the most surreal feeling with these group of guys, especially. Coach Smolka is just starting my sophomore year. He's always been there for me, and it was always that one goal. It's the one goal mistakes. And sophomore year killed us against Cheshire last year. Killed us against this Ridgefield team who was very powerful last year. Came out strong this year. Unbelievable offense. Rick Holsey's a great coach, but I think what set us apart was really just settling in and play lacrosse. You know, the least turnovers you get, the least they get the ball, and then from there you can move forward. You know, scoring on opportunities. And against a good team, you really have to do that.
The final time in your career you're going to put on that Fairfield Prep jersey. Your high school career comes to an end. I know it probably hasn't sunk in yet, but when you look back at your 4 years, what will you think?
There's no regrets for my 4 years here. I grew up right next door to Prep. I live right across the street, and grew up watching Tuck Shanley, all those boys, Rob Rotans, Brendan Rotans, John Cunningham, and the legacy that you can leave with those guys is just unbelievable. It honestly hasn't settled in yet, but I have no regrets for my season. I love all my teammates, and I can't wait to move forward in the next level.
Well, congratulations. Best of luck, Jimmy. Big-time game, Fairfield Prep winners over Ridgefield.
Brophy, his legacy is secure. a student, an athlete, most importantly, a gentleman, and Kark, a behind-the-backer, then finishing it with the Tebow. Gotta love it.
Kid was amazing. You know, you look at his body of work in that first half, he catapulted that 4-1 run. Just magnificent, too. He showed me his versatility, his ability to separate from the defense with that unassisted goal right off the top. The backhand, a little trickeration. Matt Brophy was a star when he needed to be in his last high school game.
4 goals to go along with the 15 saves by Mike Seeley and the Jesuits of Fairfield Prep on a day where their minds were on a fallen teammate, one of their own. They came into this state final, and Matt Brophy had an agenda. He was going to empty the tank in his final day as a Jesuit for Fairfield. Hey, Ridgefield, they were good along the way and feisty. Roy Colsey, the Hall of Famer, he got a lot out of this group, including the return of Wilkie, a gutsy return. But in the end, the Jesuits of Fairfield Prep would see the keeper, Mike Seeley, set the tone. Hey, Class L! All hail the champions, the Jesuits of Fairfield Prep. For Kark and Cutler, I'm Jimmy. We'll see ya on MSG Varsity.
All right, we're back on the Burrows beat here on MSG Varsity. You know, the Velasquez family, it's all smiles for them this week. Not only is their son playing for a city championship in baseball, but Andrew Velasquez gets the call that a lot of young baseball players dream of someday. The Arizona Diamondbacks on the other end of the line, they have drafted you. Andrew, Kenny Velasquez, your father, congratulations. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
It's great to have you guys in here to talk about such a, happy occasion. And, let's start with the draft. And first off, when you got the phone call, where were you and how did you receive the information that you were picked?
Well, I was actually on the bus going to the St. Joseph game, which actually got rained out, unfortunately. But, I was on the bus with my team, so it was only fitting that I got to celebrate with my team, such an accomplishment in my life.
Your dad called you?
Yeah, well, my mother called, and then he went on the phone, and he was like, they called. I was like, everybody mobbed me, But I was still a little nervous, a little tentative, waiting for I wanted to actually see my name come on the phone.
And you got to see that on the bus. One of your teammates had an iPhone, right?
Right, yep.
And so what's it like? Your name's going across the ticker and, in the major league draft.
It was surreal. I mean, to this moment, it's still sinking in. I'm grateful. I feel blessed to even be a part of Major League Draft. So I'm optimistic. We'll see what happens.
How about you, Kenny? You knew this was a possibility. Obviously, this is something that you guys were preparing for. But what was it like to actually get that phone call?
It was nerve-wracking. I mean, the way it went down was pretty good. I mean, I wanted him to be with me and his mother, but we followed him to practice, and then they actually got on the bus, so we was like, all right, let's go home. And when I got home, it came across the computer, like the pick was coming up, so I was kind of saying, okay, it's got to be somewhere around this pick. So the phone rang, and the wife screamed, everything went crazy, and got gray after that.
Now, Arizona was on you for a while. You had a feeling it was going to be them, right?
Yeah, I had a good feeling. The weeks leading up to the draft, we were talking, we were, negotiating ground, money, all that. So I had a good idea, but still, to get that phone call, it's surreal.
And to get the phone call, and like you said, you're on the bus on your way to a playoff game. Your teammates are there with you. What was their reaction when you got the news and you told them?
I think they were more excited than I was. Everybody was, uplifting spirits. I'm just grateful that I was there with them. I got to share that moment in my life with them.
The game was rained out. You played the next day. Is that a blessing in some ways? Would it have been tough to play a game that day? A huge game, too, because if you lost, you would have been eliminated. Would it have been tough to play a game with those emotions of being drafted that day?
I'm just happy I got drafted before the game because I don't know how I would have played if I had to just, keep thinking about that. But, the momentum carried into the next day. Everybody was still upbeat, and it helped us, get that victory.
Now, you have a big decision ahead of you. We had you in here a couple months ago talking about your recruitment and commitment to Virginia Tech. How does this change things, and where do you think you're leaning right now? Do you think you're leaning toward the pros, or do you think you're leaning toward college?
Right now, I'm probably leaning towards pro just because, I want to get a head start in my career and play the game that I love. I want to just focus on baseball. So, with the Diamondbacks, I felt the same love that I felt when I was getting recruited by Virginia Tech. So, you know, you have to value education, but at the same time, in the draft, they give you scholarship too. So, you know, it's a tough decision, and by no means am I going to rush it. But at this point, I'm probably leaning more towards pro.
What do you think, Kenny? You were sending him off one way or another, whether it was to college or to pro baseball. You know, what would it be like to send him off to the pro ranks?
I think that's what Andrew wants. I mean, I think that's what every kid that picks up a glove or a ball wants, ultimately, to play professional baseball, and he has the chance. College money is going to be there. University's been around 200, 300 years, so college is not going anywhere. If that's what he wants and he wants to chase his dream, we've discussed this for a long time now.
Sure.
So he knows what he wants, and he'll make that decision.
Tell us about the path. What would it entail if you do go pro? You know, and you end up signing with the D-backs. You know, you're hoping your high school baseball season wraps up not tonight, but on Sunday at St. John's. After that, what's next for you? Where do you go?
Hopefully Monday morning I'm on a plane to Arizona. You know, going putting that uniform on every day, and just getting accustomed to playing every day and being a professional.
What do you think some of the biggest challenges will be to make your way through the minor leagues?
Oh, it's definitely it's a grind. You know, I have friends that have been drafted in previous years. You know, so they tell me it's a grind. You know, it's every day. You have to get used to, especially in Arizona. It's 115 degrees sometimes. So it's a grind. It's an everyday grind. It's hard, but at the same time, if you love the game, that's the way to go.
You know, Kenny, how about you? Obviously, you know, you've been such an integral part of Andrew's baseball career since the beginning. I remember last time you guys were in studio, we showed you that clip of him playing at Fordham University when he's 11. You know, to see it all culminate and well, not culminate, but to see it all result in something like this. I mean, what are you and your wife feeling?
It's unbelievable. I mean, you think about it, but you don't until it happens. And even now, I'm sitting here and I'm like, is it really real? I mean, it took a lot of work, unbelievable amount of work, and parents that do this for their kids, they know what I'm talking about. You know, it's a tough way to go, and it's a tough life, but it's a beautiful life at the same time.
Yeah, it certainly can be. And, you know, you're also the first. We mentioned a handful of New York City players drafted, but you're the first. We didn't know that you were going to be Nelson Rodriguez of George Washington, a good friend of yours.
Right.
Some people thought he was going to be, but you also have that on top of everything else, the first New York City player to be drafted this year.
Yeah, I mean, since I was about 7 years old, we played in Little League together, and we would always kid about me, Nelson Fernandez. We would always kid about playing in college, playing in the pros, either against or with each other. You know. For it to happen now, where there's an opportunity that we will be seeing each other, you know, at the next level, it's amazing, you know. That's something you dream of when you're a kid, and now it's becoming a reality.
Knowing what's next for you, how much do you want to finish this weekend on a high note with Fordham Prep?
Oh man, I don't want this week to end, honestly. But you know, it's been one of the best weeks of my life, and I'm just really appreciative and grateful for everybody who's been a part in my life and helped me get to this point.
Now, the last time you were in studio with us, we had you into Mark, you being on the cover of MSG Varsity, the magazine. So first off, good job by you making Dylan Butler and I look good for putting you on the cover. And since we're not going to see you for a while, and this could be worth some money someday, I actually have the magazine in here. And before you get out of here, I'm going to have to ask you to put your autograph on there, because in 15 or 20 years, you never know what this thing is going to be worth.
Never know.
You better get used to that. You're going to be signing a bunch of those in the minors and then hopefully in the majors. Andrew Velasquez, congratulations. Kenny, good luck to you and your family. Thanks a lot for coming in, and we'll be following your career.
Thanks for having me.
All right, Andrew Velasquez, the newest member, soon to be the newest member of the Arizona Diamondbacks franchise. When we come back, we're going to talk about the rather big game that Andrew and Fordham Prep are playing tonight, the CHSAA Championship.
You can save up to $25 on admission. Or for the best deal, buy a day and get unlimited visits free all summer with a thrill pass at SixFlags.com. Go big. Go Six Flags Great Adventure.
Where is everybody going?
They're renting the latest DVDs from that self-service kiosk.
Judging by the crowd, it must generate a lot of revenue. I wish I owned one.
You can, thanks to DVD Now.
Oh, it can't be that easy. Besides, I don't know anything about running a business or operating machinery.
DVD Now helps you get started with every aspect of your business.